Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together, we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, y'all. Time to 10X.
Hey everyone, welcome to NextGen on Elevate Springfield. I'm Ellie and I'm here with my dad, Robert.
Together, we're talking about what really matters to teens today. From school and skills to pressure, purpose, and possibilities, we'll share honest conversations, practical strategies teens can actually use, and a little dad-daughter debate.
This is about listening, learning, and growing. Together, let's elevate the next generation.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of NextGen on Elevate Springfield. I'm Ellie and I'm here with my dad.
Hello, Ellie.
Hi.
How we doing today?
Good. I think I've said this before, but I seriously think my voice changes each time I do that intro. Like, and not just like the inflection in my voice, like how I say it, I just literally think that my tone changes each time.
I mean, eventually you'll have it down pat to where it'll come out the same every time. Maybe.
I know. I don't know if I want that though. Like, I try and switch up the tone each time, but I switch up the inflection in my voice, but I feel like my tone actually changes in each one.
Oh, okay.
Put it down in the comments, y'all. Let me know.
Do I do that? Do I change my tone, or am I pretty standard?
I don't think you change your tone anyway. I think you want it to be like a consistent intro, you know. But your voice definitely doesn't change, no. But I don't think you try and change your tone either.
I would agree. I try to keep a pretty consistent intro and outro.
Mm-hmm.
One of my things, I guess.
Exactly.
So what have we been doing lately? It's a good weekend. Had fun.
I have coffee again today.
Yeah. Went and got Schlees again. Did you get the same thing as last time?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Vanilla, oat milk, 12 ounce.
There you go. That works. What did we do this weekend? Did we do anything fun? I can't remember.
We ran errands like that entire day.
One
day.
Yeah, we did do that.
I can't remember what errands, though. We're such interesting people. I know they're like the edge of their seat trying to listen to what our weekend plans were.
We went to Barnes & Noble and went to Best Buy and a couple places. And you guys wanted to go try your hand at a little thrifting. So that's what we did. I remember that.
We went to Best Buy because I was in a good money place. So I wanted to buy something that I've been wanting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally bought it. $450 out my pocket, but you know what? That's all right.
You worked hard for it. You had multiple jobs to pay for that thing.
Right. I feel awkward talking about like money stuff just because like everybody has their own thing. But like then again, I got that money from like 3 different jobs and I spent it on what I wanted. So
you worked a lot of hours to get there. I mean, that's part of it. When you work hard and put in the hours and make some money, you're able to use the fruits of that labor to buy some cool things that you want.
And I don't think it's like an uncomfortable thing to say that, yeah, this is how much I spent on this thing. You know, like it was $455.
No, it's not.
Ouch. My wallet's kind of crying, but you know what? That's okay.
It's all right. No, I've been trying out my new Meta glasses. They're kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I completely love them yet or not, but they kind of do some cool stuff.
Yeah. He got the new Meta glasses and they're like, so you can like take pictures on it. I don't really know what else you can do, but
you can record video on them and you can take calls. That's the good part about them. I have liked taking calls from them.
You can take calls on it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Yeah. It's got a microphone and the speaker in it, so you can just have your glasses on and take a call. So I've done that multiple times. Well, Remember we were out that day walking on, that was you, wasn't it, that went with us?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was.
I thought that was your phone, though.
I couldn't remember if it was you or Adeline that went with us. I know it was only one of you. Yeah, it was you. Terrible dad moment there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I was on my glasses there. And they do a good job.
Huh. I thought that was your phone. I could have sworn you were just holding up your phone, but I guess not.
Yeah, I was just strolling along.
You know what?
As
the host,
glasses.
I'm going to flip it back on you. Father, what are we talking about today?
I have no clue. You tell me. You're driving the bus here.
But I'm the host, you know?
Okay. All right. Well,
Doesn't the host ask the questions?
Well, I tell you, I'm getting a little uncomfortable. I don't want this to turn into any kind of, strong-willed debate or any kind of fight between dad and daughter.
Argument, per se?
And I don't want this to turn into an argument, so I'm going to go ahead and just start the show here and not throw it back at you.
Okay.
But that's what we're talking about. Common arguments amongst parents and their teens.
Topics of arguments, I guess.
There's
those one things that are always talked about, like, either in media or in real life that teens and parents argue about. Like, there's always those few things. I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about some of those and just.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
Lead us off. What's the first one?
Okay. How do we feel about phones at the dinner table?
Phones at the dinner table?
I mean, I think for one, it depends what is even happening. I don't know, because there's so many different phones at the dinner table. Like, it's either like you're closed off, you're texting, you're closed off, you're watching a video set up or something like that, or you're scrolling or whatever.
Right.
Not saying it's a different situation depending on what you're doing, but I don't know. I feel like it does need to be said. There's different things
I think there's
different types of
there's
phone
different types there and I guess it depends on what you're trying to do with your meal. If you're really trying to sit down and say, hey, we haven't seen each other in a while, we're going to sit down and eat for 30 minutes and have a conversation, then put the phones off to the side, whatever. But if it's just, hey, we're just eating real quick and then we're moving on, it's not like this is set aside family time necessarily, then it's whatever. Have your phone, I guess. I think it goes back to the intent of the meal. If you're really trying to have some family time, then scoot them off to the side and have the family time. But if you're just eating for the sake of, got to get my meal in, then
I get what you mean.
It's whatever.
I think my opinion is more basic on this. I think no, you shouldn't. But then again, I think it's good what you brought up. I'm only thinking of if we're all sitting at the dinner table and we're all eating a meal, we're not rushing off somewhere, because that's what our family is a lot of the time. We for lunch, I like to watch videos when I eat lunch, but if it's dinner and we're all together and we're talking and there's things to talk about, I think no, it's there's no reason to. You're eating, just put it down, especially if you're I don't know, just if your family is right there and you're oh, I'm gonna watch a video, it's no. But yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that. But yeah, in our family, we're usually rushing off for, not usually for dinner, but for lunch we're usually rushing. So it's I think it is ridiculous if you're absolutely no phones at the dinner table or while you're eating. Most of the time for lunch we eat separately anyway, so obviously I'll watch something then. But yeah, I'd say basic answer, no. It's there's no need for it. But I think for dinner, no. For lunch, yes. Yeah. But again, if all four of us, or at least all three of us, are eating at lunch, that's still a no. I'm just saying no for lunch, because it's lunch is more chill, I feel for everybody, but also we rarely eat lunch together anyway, unless we go out somewhere, we're on vacation or something. We don't really, but.
Fair enough. Let's go with the next one being, I guess let's call it cell phone surveillance. Let's call it tracking where you're at via your cell phone.
Okay. Yeah, we've touched on this.
Talked a little bit about that before, but it's a good time to bring it up really quick.
Specifically location?
Specifically location. Location tracking.
For me, see, this is so hard because I feel in all these podcasts, I'm well, me personally, I don't have that problem. So yes, or so no, because I don't have that problem. But yeah, for me, I don't.
Well, this is your podcast, so it's your opinion.
Yeah,
so.
I guess. But I don't have anything to hide of where I'm at. I think it's a different thing if it's looking through text messages or something, because it's that's extreme. Why do you need to be doing all that? Unless for a specific reason, I'm harboring drugs or something like that. But I think location is basic.
pretty confident she's not harboring drugs, everybody, just so we're clear on that.
I don't know.
99.8% confident that that's not occurring. So
Oof, that 2% be strong.
Never know.
But I think, yes. The only things I can think of is if you're off partying and your parents don't want you out, and then it becomes a thing. So it's like, you don't need my location, because it's like you don't want them to know you're there, or like secret boyfriend or something like that. I think it's more of a safety thing. I mean, I definitely know there are some parents that it's like very invasive type behavior behind it, because they also do all the other things for like look through your phone, listen to your phone calls, because they go together. But even with the overbearing, low-key, like toxic parent thing of that, I still think that location is pretty basic. It's like,
yeah, I would agree.
Like
to me, it's a safety thing more than a checking up on people thing. Really, it's a safety thing.
And even then, it's like with my location, I still have to text you guys where I'm at, because it's like, what if I'm like kidnapped at the location, or like my phone's there or something? You still don't know, so I still have to text you guys. But I think it's a very basic thing. I much more understand the argument of the other phone surveillance things rather than location, because it's like, it's where you're at. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean,
yeah, okay.
Gonna have to figure all that secret boyfriend party stuff out with your parents. Otherwise, I don't.
Next one. What do you got?
While we're on the topics of like going out, how do we feel about curfews? Which is, again, another problem I don't have. How do you feel about curfews? What do you think? For certain, like how old your kid is, you think that is a factor, or what? Or where you're at, is that a factor?
Well, yeah, I think it all factors into it.
I know some people are like, your curfew is this no matter what. Like, no matter who you're with, no matter what, like your curfew is this.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're at a trusted friend's house, and those are different situations, but there's the old saying that nothing good happens after midnight. There is that old saying, and there is a lot of truth to that. And I can attest to that for some of the stupid things that I did when I was younger that were after midnight. I can't say that I would, well, let's put it this way. Anything after midnight that I did was probably not the best thing for me.
See,
or a stupid maneuver by me.
I can attest to that in a very, very boring way compared to what you probably were doing. But my thing is that don't trust how you feel about your life after 10 o'clock. Because I spiral into those little, like, depressive, if you want to call it. I'm not depressed, but it's like, this is like everything sucks spiral thing later. I feel like that was more of a problem a few like years ago. But don't trust how you feel about your life after 10 o'clock, because it's like you're fine, just do something else.
I guess the only exception was, I did have friends that we would occasionally, back when I was your age or a little bit older, play video games or something way late into the early morning, and there's no harm in that other than you're ruining your sleep, but there's no real
or not
harm.
Doing your homework.
So with curfews, yes, I think there probably should be something, especially, if you're under 18, there's really no reason for you to be out past midnight.
You definitely
stuff.
Shouldn't have a curfew if you're 18 plus.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's concerning.
Right. Well, I guess with that, there are some that if they're still, kids, if they're still living at home, even though they're 18 and still in high school, sometimes parents still want to have a curfew for them. That happens. But especially like your age, 15, you shouldn't be out super late. There's no reason to be out super late, even at
And again,
16.
It's weird. It's weird, too, because it's like, when I think 18, I think, you're 18, like you're legal, you're whatever, you can do whatever you want. And then I think of people I actually know who are getting very close to 18, and I'm like, I can actually understand why your parents would still want to have the same rules now.
Right.
Because it's like, you're still so young, like, even though I'm not trying to say like, oh, you're 18, you can do whatever you want now. I'm just saying that if you're still trying to listen to your child's phone calls and text messages when they're 18, that's right, that type of thing. But it's just like weird to me. But when I actually think of people that age, I'm like, dang, like you're literally like me. Like I'm 15, you're 18. What's the difference? Like,
right. Well,
it's like you don't automatically mature at 18 or 19. Like that's not what I'm trying to say with like that, because I've never thought that like 18 and 19 are like so old. Like, oh my gosh, that's not what I'm trying to say. But if you still live at home, then it's like you could be disrupting everybody else. Or
right, but that is difficult for parents and for young adults when they do
like switch to
kind of switch to that. Hey, I'm not really a kid anymore, but I'm still living at your house, and that can be a little difficult rules wise because the parent still wants to have some rules, and the young adult is now like, I'm an adult now. I think I can make my own.
Yeah,
I think I can do everything. Make my own decisions here and all that. So that is a difficult thing. Now, we're not there yet. We will be here in a few years, but I think we'll navigate that just fine.
Yeah.
So don't you think?
Yeah, I can finally get TikTok.
Yeah, probably. Probably allow that, right?
Yeah. I don't want Snapchat. I just want TikTok.
Yeah.
Snapchat is like horrendous. I do not want Snapchat. But I think another thing with Snapchat is like you guys have said for years, really, well, just anybody can add you. Like that was like mom's thing and your thing too. It was both you guys. But the thing is, it's just like Instagram where they can add you. They can request to follow you or request to add you, but you have to add them back to be friends on there and to follow each other on there. Like somebody can't just like grab you and be like, okay, now we're friends, followers now or whatever. They request you. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think there was that whole stigma going around where like, oh my gosh, anybody can just add you on Snapchat. And then it was just this like just not true. But
right.
It's the same thing as any other social media app.
Yeah. So curfews probably should, and it should be earlier based on your age, I guess. The older you get, maybe you have a little more leash. But what's next? What do you got next?
How about dating? For the first thing, when do you think your kid should be dating or start dating?
When you say dating,
we've never actually had this conversation at all. Like,
not really.
Like my parents have never once said like, "Oh, you can't date before this age. Like, this is your age. You get to start dating."
No, we never have we?
Like, they've never really said anything about that, which I'm kind of grateful for. I don't know. I mean, I don't get any people anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I think it's just a thing where it's like, you don't feel like restricted. The stricter the parent, the sneakier the kid's going to be. I think people don't realize that. Like, the more strict you're going to be, the worse your child is going to sneak around. But it's so funny because some of my people that I know, they're not allowed to date until this certain age, but they get way more talking stages in dating than I ever have. And I'm like, what? You're basically dating at this point, but I digress.
Well, I mean, yeah, we haven't really had a full-on long conversation.
And I don't think it's
about
really
this,
needed either. I think it depends on the kid, and I don't think it's needed that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a set.
There needs to be a baseline for this, or else.
I don't think there's a set rule for anybody, and I think there's levels of it too. So, at one point you might go to be talking to somebody, and then another point, hey, you might go to a movie, and depending on the age, the parents might even be there or something. But if they're younger, or the first date, you don't want to, as a parent, say, okay, you're dating somebody that has their own car. I'll see you in 5 hours. You go do whatever, you want, and we'll see.
Yeah, and I think that's also kind of like a separate, like, obviously we touched on this too, but I think that's like a separate conversation too, where it's like, okay, the parent needs to like kind of know or at least have met the person that you're gonna
and that's what I'm talking about with levels. It's like, do you know the person? Have you been around them? Have you done like a dinner at the house before to kind of meet and do whatever? Have you been talking to this boy for months and now it's just kind of fine?
See, and I feel like that would be more acceptable if they're like, if the parent is like, okay, well, I want to get together with this family, like go out to dinner or something like that, like all of us, we can all meet, mingle, hang out, and then you guys can go on.
Yeah, and that happens. And that's what I meant by like
so
the movie.
Like,
that
the
happens.
family. And
they go out to dinner with the families, go to a movie, and then the next time, hey, maybe that's you go out on your date or what, So.
I guess I'm not really thinking of like the tiers, I guess. I'm just thinking like the general, like, are you allowed to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Like at 12, are you allowed to have somebody that you're calling your boyfriend that you hang out with and like hold hands or something like that, because like some parents are like really like, no, like absolutely not. And then others are like, what? I don't know what you're doing. Whatever. Because like they're usually really strict on like the no boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. Like,
no, I think it's a conversation that the kid and the parent needs to have, because that, like I said, there is no hard and fast rule. And if I've been around high school students my entire adult career for a good portion of it, even if their parents say they can't date, that doesn't mean that they're not dating. And that doesn't mean that they're not having conversations.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the important part is the relationship, like
between you and I, how you would talk to me about that type of stuff. And then talk to each other about next steps instead of me saying, no, you're 15, you're not dating until you're 17, and that's just the way it is. So you're just don't even try. That's the way it's going to be.
And I understand where they're coming, like what they're coming from in their brain, because they're like, it's not going to last anyway. There's no point. You guys can't even you can barely drive yet. Like you can't even really go like that sort of thing. But it's just it feels very restricting because everybody else can. I can't. You're not giving me any say. You're not allowing me to speak my mind, Donna. You get mad at me. And I think the thing that you just mentioned too, that's what I was trying to get at. Some of the dumbest things I've ever experienced, respectfully, like people will be like, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to date. And then they'll have a boyfriend or they'll be like, oh yeah, well, we're technically talking, but we're not allowed to date. So we just call it talking. And I'm like,
and that's more often than not, that's what's happening.
I'm like, that is the same thing. That is the same thing. Are you like, and the parent is fine with it too. This is the most confusing thing ever because you just said that they can't date, but yet they can talk. So they can hang out alone. They can do all this or whatever. You just can't call him boyfriend, girlfriend. And I'm like, what's the point?
Right.
Like, that's not even what, like, what?
Well, and you and I have always had a good relationship where we talk about things and we can have those conversations. Maybe not every kid and parent have that type of relationship where they're comfortable talking about those type of things, but we've always had that. I don't see that changing, right?
Yeah. And I don't want anybody to feel like, well, that's not going to work for me because, you guys have a good relationship. Well, I don't. So what else? What do I do now? Like, that's why we beef so much because it's like, well, I don't have that relationship. I can't talk. Like, that's because I feel like that's what we do say a lot. So I feel like the point of us talking about this is also for the parents, if they're listening in on this too, it's just to get each side of the coin so then you guys can understand each other better.
Right. Yeah, I agree because that's the whole thing with that relationship. You have to understand my point of view on it. I have to understand your point of view on that thing. And then we kind of come to a...
And respect is a big thing too. You have to be able to respect the other person in it as well. I feel like parents also will be like, yeah, I get it, but still, I mean, they're very hard about it and they still have that whole energy around it and it's just not respectful at all. And then you expect the child to be respectful about it. And it's just like this whole thing. But while we're on the topic of dating, how about, I don't know how to word this question, but how old should you be dating? Like, how old should my boyfriend be? Or if Adeline was allowed to date, how old would her boyfriend be? How old is too old? Because I feel like that's also another thing in high school and middle school where it's like, this person's dating this person. They're like this much older. And it's like, whoa. But then it's like, well, it's not actually that much because it's like, whatever. How do you feel about all that?
So while you're a teenager, yes, if you're dating, you should be somewhat close to your same age. It shouldn't be like a 5-year age difference. That's no. So really,
it all boils down to like the maturity difference too.
It does.
That's when like a year can mean so much.
Yeah, a year is big. From freshman year to sophomore year, that's huge. From sophomore year to junior year,
like I've changed
huge.
So much within the past few years, and each year I'm not the same person. So it's like,
so that's really probably what it should be when you're in that middle teen years. Still in high school and such. Maybe within a year to 2 years would be probably the upper limit, I would think. Because, I mean, you just look at that. You'd be 15 and somebody else is 17 about to graduate. I'm like, that's a little, that's getting a little old.
But it's
for
like,
me.
then again, it's like, it's only like,
even though you're not, I mean, like I said, I've been around high school kids.
It's only like 2 years.
It's not that big.
So it's like, it's not bad, but again, it just feels weird because you're graduating, like you said. I'm still here. Like, I had one guy like me, and we were kind of in that same boat. Like, I was 14, and he was 16. And he didn't even, like, he knew my age, but it's like, it wasn't like really in his brain much at all. I think we were talking one day, like through text. And he was like, when are you like driving? Have you driven or whatever? And I was like, I'm 14. I got a ways to go. And he was like, oh yeah, you do. And I was like, see, that's just like awkward because it's like you're driving and you think I'm driving, but I'm not because I'm still infant freshman.
Well,
like,
and that's, I mean, because later on, like 21 and 19 is not that big of a deal. 23 and 21 is not a big deal. 25 and 23 is no big deal at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're
you gotta get to that
you gotta get up over that 18, get out of high school, then it's
it's completely different. So
I feel like it starts not being weird when you're like 19. 19 is the younger one, I think. Only speaking in like 3 year.
Yeah, because you're 19, you're definitely out of high school at that point. You're either working or going to college or something. It's much different scenario.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be my answer there.
Yeah. In high school, I'd say like 2 years.
So all these things that we've talked about, potential friction points or potential arguments between a parent and their teen, as the teen in the conversation, how do you prefer the parent, or what are some ways that parents can have those conversations easier and be able to do that with their child?
I think number one, actually spend time on the teen's argument, because it's like you can think like, yeah, I understand where they're coming from. Like, I understand. They're just not understanding me. And, like, I feel like that's where a lot of it comes from, because you're not fully expressing that you understand it. Like, when I'm talking to people, I really try and, like, spend a lot of time on what they're saying before I jump in with something about me, because I want to make you feel heard and valued and validated. So we are going to talk about you, and I'm going to try and not say anything about me while we're talking about this. I feel like if you spend time on the teen's point respectfully and validating them and talking about how, like, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I totally understand why you, like, want that. I think that'll make it easier. And you respectfully saying your point, because I think a lot of people are just like, well, that's my thing. Oh, well, suck it up. Like, you need to thoroughly explain why, the reason, because I know a lot of parents don't do that either. They don't say a reason at all for why they're saying something. Thoroughly explain your point of view too, because I think there's too much of, they already know why I think that. It's like common sense. Well, they already know. Well, it's like explaining your point respectfully and explaining why you think something goes a long way too, because you're valuing their opinion too, and you are respectfully explaining why you think this way. It's not that hard. Just communicate efficiently, and there wouldn't be as much pushback on either end. Because I feel like a lot of the time the teens too try and explain their point, and then the parents just like, well, that like just isn't having it. So it's like you both have to be able to understand the other perspective and take time on the other ones and make sure that you let it be known that you do get it, like you do understand, and maybe you can come up with a compromise in there somewhere. But
love it.
But I have a question for you.
Communicate.
Would you let Adeline date right now?
I don't think there's any reason she should be dating at 12.
So that's one of your answers, because you never really fully answered. Like, what age would you want your kids to be dating?
Right. Yeah. At that age, sometimes kids say they're boyfriend and girlfriend when they're 11 or 12, but all it really means is they talk every once in a while, or they held hands one time. And I mean, it is what it is. There doesn't need to be any true, like, going out dating at 12 years old, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So, no.
What about me?
You could. Yeah. I'd say
if I ever get anybody ever, you won't have to worry about that.
Again, there's levels of it, and we're going to talk.
I don't get any.
We're not.
Nobody likes me.
Oh, everybody loves you, especially me. So now
you're
we're
my
not.
dad, though, so you're kind of obligated to.
Yeah, there's a lot of dads out there that might not love their kids as much.
You just express it really well.
Well, thank you. Well, we're not experts in this by any means, but
that's because I don't have any experience.
We certainly.
If you can't tell, I'm painfully single, guys.
We certainly communicate well with each other, and we have these conversations. And hopefully, if the one thing you could take from this episode is maybe have more of those conversations, like Ellie just said, and really try to listen to the other person, figure out their point of view, explain your point of view well, and then hopefully those friction points or those arguments don't happen as often, or don't get as heated. How about that?
Yeah. I just hope that what you take from this isn't like, and from like all of our podcasts, like all of our talks like this, isn't like, oh, well, they have a good relationship, so, well, this isn't going to work for me. Like, you know, like I personally think that as like the opposing argument, like anytime we're talking, because it's like, well, we personally don't have this problem, but I mean, sucks if you do. Like, obviously, that's not what we're saying, but that's what it can sound like. But I just hope what you take from it is like, you know, we're two people that get it, and we get where you're at. And we're able to communicate it, so we're trying to help you guys communicate it too. Like, we're your little, like, communicator birdies or whatever. Fairies. No, fairies. I like fairies better.
Communicator fairies?
Yes.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
There you go. So Schlee's almost gone?
No.
No?
I'm a sipper,
yeah,
not a chugger.
You are.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Mine's all gone.
Okay, I'm a fighter sometimes, though.
I'm going to need, yeah, you can be. So I'm going to need a refill. You ready to go
Is
make?
that an argument?
No, I don't think so. Well, you ready to go make some money so you can recoup some of that purchase you just made?
Yeah.
You want to go do that?
But I have one question. Can I be like a sparkly pink communicator fairy?
Yeah. I don't know. What would I look like?
I'm thinking of like myself just shrunk and like I have like a big head, you know?
Okay.
With wings, like a fairy.
Okay. So it's literally just me, like me, but like tiny with big wings. Can they be 10X wings?
Not big wings. You'd probably just have like tiny little like shrimpy, like clear wings. I'd have huge, lustrous, pink, translucent, pink glittery wings.
Can mine say 10X or Elevate Springfield or something?
I suppose
One on each side, 10X and then Elevate Springfield.
I guess. You're not going to have much room on your wings, though. You don't really work out your wings very much.
I do not. That's the muscle I need to work out more. Maybe I'll do that while you're working. What do you think? Well, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat dinner before I take you to work.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Next Gen on Elevate Springfield. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agents, here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell, at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So, hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!